I'm here with Dan Newfer, who is the creator of ANS REWIRE. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Lindsay. Lovely to speak with you.
Lovely to speak with you, too. So would you mind, in just a few minutes, giving our listeners a summary of your program overall?
All right. So the ANS REWIRE program is an online education program. It's an education and training program. One of the key things in order for us to take positive steps forward is we have to do them consistently and persistently. And in order for that to occur, we need to be experiencing a level of confidence that we're on the right track. We need to understand why this track is correct, and so that we can commit to doing things. And it doesn't matter what that is, whether that's a diet or whether it's taking a medication or a supplement or doing a brain training exercise, whatever it is. And so one of the central things is really giving people an understanding of how the illness is created, how the symptoms perpetuate, why they perpetuate, why people get ill, why people recover in seemingly completely different strategies, why those different strategies that work for some people don't work for other people. And from my point of view, this is more important than the strategies of how to recover. Because having strategies to get rid of symptoms, to me, first of all, makes no sense. Treating symptoms, why would you treat symptoms? They might go away, but why are they there? If you don't understand why they're there and you make them go away, why wouldn't they come back?
Right.
And it's the same with recovery strategies. Even if some people have a very singular, focused approach, sometimes these things work quite well, but often they work for a short period of time, right? Because we can sort of, some people use the word remission. I don't really like it. It's a bit negative, but let's say recovery, you go into this recovery, but is the recovery robust? And the answer often is no, because there is too shallow an approach, right? And then people will often try the same strategies, whether that be a singular brain training or some other kind of strategy. And the second time around, it doesn't work. And they're like, oh, why is it not working? Yeah. So that's very unhelpful because it can interfere with the whole brain training component of recovery. We want to have success. We want to build on success, and we want to build a robust recovery. And so understanding the dynamics of the illness is key. So that is the centerpiece of ANS REWIRE. And from that, we then branch out and we help people understand how they got to be in this situation and how they can tailor their recovery program. So one of the things I always say is, you're not doing the Dan Neufer ANS REWIRE program. You're doing the Lindsay Vine ANS REWIRE program.
Right.
And so everybody who does the program does a different program because they use different strategies and they seek different treatments and they work with different healthcare professionals if they need to. And on top of that, I would say that even besides the physical strategies, which are numerous, to reduce the triggering of the illness, whether that be from physical activity, mental activity, physical dysfunctions in the body, gut dysfunctions, blood sugar regulation, a whole range of things. So we address those things, and much of, I would say for most people, we can just do this on our own. But some people may need help. Yes. So we explain to them why they might need help, how to engage with a healthcare professional, whether it be an integrative doctor, a psychologist. Someone has PTSD, they need to get some help, right? Someone has severe gut infections or unregulated type 2 diabetes or severe hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's. We need to engage with the doctor here.
Yes.
And why that matters to the recovery. So we talk about all these things. We talk about, and then from a brain training, because ANS REWIRE is often compared to brain training programs out there. there is a component of ANS REWIRE that is also brain training. That brain training comes in multiple areas. One approach is what I'll call a somatoneurological approach, and that's where we use the body in order to educate the brain to change how the brain responds and behaves and what the brain expects. And that has to do with how we hold our body, how we breathe, and especially in a dynamic environment when you're doing things. We also have other brain training techniques which are similar to what you see in many brain training programs. What many people have said to me that is slightly different, because I know that was your next question. I'm jumping the gun here.
Okay.
Is what separates us from other programs in there is that we're very flexible. Very flexible. Yeah. And the reason is the way we all work, the way our brain works is different. You can't get somebody to say, oh, do visualization as part of your recovery, when some people really struggle with visualizations. Yeah. You know, people may be more kinesthetically, they may be more kinesthetic, they may be more visual, they may be more auditory based. And so to have a singular approach, like a fix all cure, it doesn't work. If that existed, we would all be doing that program, and there would be none of this illness.
Right. Everyone would be. So, no, that was a really great explanation of your program. And I think you're right that flexibility is such a key piece, and the fact that people learn differently. And like you explained at the start, you guys give a lot of the science and a lot of explanation to go with to help people understand the why they're sick and what's happening in the body. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, because it's all about that belief side of things. People say belief doesn't matter, but it does matter. Not even a 100% working heart medication works if you don't believe in it, because it sits in your cupboard instead of, you know, taking it once a day. Yeah. So we need to engage. It's all about engagement and flexibility, especially around things like diet, but also with brain training. We need to tailor the approach in a way that you can do it.
Agreed, 100%. And then one just last question for a little personality to show people. What animal do you think you'd be if you were an animal, and why would you be that animal?
You know, there's one animal that I come across quite regularly, and they're really friendly, and that is dolphins.
You're not the first.
That's it. They come and visit me every week when I'm out and about, and I think they're pretty cool animals. I love the ocean. I love being in the ocean. So I reckon I'd be a dolphin. They always seem to have a few mates with them. They're never alone, and they seem to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they're so smart.
They are smart. When they come up to me and they eyeball you, you know, you look at them and you go, there's a lot of intelligence in those eyes.
Yeah, and curiosity. Absolutely. I think that's a great answer. Thank you so much for your time today, Dan. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Lindsay.
Thanks.